my name is Thor, and I would like to share a word that the Lord gave me on May 11th, 2020. Monday morning, I'm sitting before the Lord after an early morning walk with some worship on my headphones. My heart was filled with gratitude for the message He gave me the day before. As I shared it in church, it was well received, and especially the part about how we eventually will hear the voice of God as Moses did. So, if you like to hear the message, go back and listen to A Word for the Church. At that very moment, the presence of the Lord came upon me. And as I lifted my hands, I could see a great megaphone coming down from heaven. It had a kind of a copper green color and could easily have been mistaken for a church bell made of copper or brass. And maybe the way it appeared was on purpose. That was supposed to look like a combination of a church bell and a megaphone. Then I hear a loud voice from this megaphone saying, "I love you, my son." The sound hit me like audio or radio waves echoing inside of me, and especially in the chest region. Immediately I start to weep quite loudly as the sound waves hit me, and then the Lord continues to speak to me. Some of what He said I perceived as quite personal, but the rest of the message He shared with me, I would like to share with you because I feel that was the purpose of this message. So the next thing I heard was a quite familiar word from the scriptures, and it's from Habakkuk 2, 1-3. "Write down the revelation and make it plain on tablets, so that the herald may run with it." And then I grabbed my phone and started writing. And as I sit there, I ask the Lord again if He has anything more on His heart. And then I hear Him say, "You should write this down." Is it a time for you to be living in your panel houses while this house remains in ruin? Now this is what the Lord Almighty says. Give careful thought to your ways. You have planted much, but harvested little. You eat, but never have enough. You drink, but never have your fill. You put on clothes, but are not warm. You earn wages, only to put them in a purse with holes in it. This is what the Lord Almighty says. Give careful thought to your ways. Go up in the mountains and bring down timber and build my house, so that I may take pleasure in it and be honored. I am not talking about building a temple with your own hands or with human hands. I have taken up a dwelling within you. Therefore I want you to build a dwelling place worthy of receiving my glory. Yes, salvation is by grace only, but holiness and fear of God comes through you, purifying yourself like I am pure. All who have this hope in Him purify themselves just as he is pure. 1 John 3:3 says. Just as I tore down the temple in Jerusalem and left no stone upon stone, will I lay this world in gravel. It doesn't look like me to do that, you say? Well, if I did not spare the holiest place of my own chosen people Israel, how can you believe that I will spare the kingdoms of this world that have the devil as their father? Do not be deceived. The whole world is in the hands of the evil one, and the sins of this world have reached its full measure. The time for my judgment has passed the point of no return, and only my grace and mercy hold back so that some people will be saved. Therefore, work diligently, because the night comes when nobody can work. Thus, I have set aside my chosen remnant and my holy angels, and I will send them out to bring in the harvest in the middle of the night, when great darkness covers the earth. And when everyone has heard, I will come back to judge the dead and the living. I wish I could shout just as strongly in all of you, but you won't listen. You are covering your ears and think, this can't be true. After all, God is just a good and loving God, full of mercy and grace. Then I say that you should blow dust of your Bible and read a little about how I intervened when I was living amongst my people Israel. Yes, but that was in the Old Testament. Now we are in New Testament times, you say. Well, have you not heard? My name is I Am. From eternity to eternity, I am. Read about the days of Noah. What did society look like? Well, the world had sunk into utter darkness. There was violence and war everywhere. And I regretted that I had created mankind. Did I not tell you that before the Son of Man returns, the world will be as it was in the days of Noah? Do not be deceived by the commandments and teachings of men. I am from eternity to eternity the same, and I will come back and judge the dead and the living. Finally, I will say, be holy as I am holy. Be clean as I am clean. Cleanse your temple so that I can dwell within you with all my fullness and fill you completely with my power and glory. Consecrate yourselves, for tomorrow I will do amazing things among you. Greetings from your Father, who loves you with an everlasting love, God your Father.